When you received your Governor General's Performing Arts Award, what did it mean to you?
Well, the Governor General's Award that I have is a National Arts Centre Award, and I can pinpoint one incredible, significant break in my career, and that was when I came at 19 to Ottawa at the National Arts Centre to do a one-man show. Something I had never done before. I only agreed to do it because I didn't know any better. And it changed everything. It launched my career. It led to everything. And so this is where I started, the National Arts Centre. And to receive that award was a tremendous honor. And to be standing and sitting in that big, beautiful theater at the National Arts Centre with this medallion was just an astounding bookend. When I first came to the National Arts Centre to do that first one-man show, Gerald Lunds was the director, and I don't know if he wanted to scare the hell out of me or not, but the theater I was playing in was actually like a 75-seat theater across town in a garage that the National Arts Centre operated. But the first place he brought me was the big stage of the National Arts Centre and stood on it. And I was like, wow, can you imagine some people play this stage someday? And so it was returning to that room to receive this from the National Arts Centre and the Governor General's, of course, was a big honor.
Why are Newfoundlanders so funny?
In Newfoundland, being funny is considered important. I remember reading an essay on tips for people going into a job interview or an interview at school or any important interview. And the number one tip was, do not endeavor to be funny or amusing. And I was thinking, unless they're Newfoundlanders, because if you're not funny or amusing, they won't hire you or they won't vote for you. It's considered pretty important. It's how I got through school. They just kept bumping me ahead, I think, because I could make the dude chuckle on occasion.
What was the best advice you ever got?
Oh, wow. I can't put my finger on any advice. When I started with my first one-man show, I honestly didn't know what I was doing. So Gerald was directing, and he gave me so much advice because I had no business standing on a stage. I didn't know how to stand on a stage. I would naturally stand on a stage, and for some reason, I would start doing this, and after like a minute, I'd be talking to, there was no one over there. That's a pure chops piece of advice, I guess.
Face the audience.
Face the audience. Stop fidgeting. Don't look over there. I can't really put my finger on any specific piece of advice, but I was so personally influenced by the wonderful Grand Band and what Codco was doing that I think by osmosis, the lesson I learned, the advice that I took from them was it was okay to go local. It was okay to be where you are from. And when I do my work now, when people come to work with us on the Mercer Report, because we're a topical show and we talk about things that are happening, we just only talk about Canada. That's it. And you have to explain to people, no, there are no Kardashians in our universe. Doesn't matter if that's what everyone else in the world is talking about. We're talking about the wheat harvest because that's what's going on in this province right now. Or we're talking about what's going on in Canadian politics. We are local on a national scale, but we are about and for Canadians, unapologetically Canadian.
Well, if you had to give advice to a young performer who is aspiring to greatness, what would you say to them?
The most important thing, if you want to be a performer and work in the arts, is you have to create content. And I hate to sound like the old guy saying it's easier now than it ever was, but it's still hard. It's hard to write, produce, and record a song and create that song. And it's hard to write and star in and edit a sketch. But that's what you have to do. You've got to figure out how to do it. And it is easier now because of technology, but it's still, it's a daunting undertaking. And that's what you have to do. If a young person talks to me about how they want to make films or they want to create comedy shows or they want to record music, and I ask them, well, you know, what have you done? And they say, well, I haven't done anything yet. I've basically written them off in my head. And I don't mean that to be cruel, but you have to do it. You just got to do it. And it won't be very good. I'm not saying it's going to be great, but that's how you learn. And you should create a lot of content.